This is DD India and you're watching Express News, a program where we bring you top 100 news of the day. I'm Tanvi Taneja. Let's begin. On the birth anniversary of Guru Ravidas, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi remembered him for dedicating his life to eradicating discrimination from society. Taking to social media platform X, Prime Minister Modi said that he will always remain a guide for the welfare of the weak and deprived sections of society. President of India Draupadi Murmu also extended her greetings on the birth anniversary of Guru Ravidas. In a message, the President said that Guru Ravidas ji was a great Indian saint who gave the message of unity and brotherhood to all through his writings. People across India commemorate the birth anniversary of Guru Ravidas on February 12th as Guru Ravidas Jayanti, a revered 15th century saint and poet who played a key role in the Bhakti movement of the country. On the margins of Aero India 2025, India's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh held bilateral meetings with his counterparts from different countries. In a meeting with the Defence Minister of Zimbabwe, both leaders signed an MOU on defence cooperation and expressed confidence that this would lead to further deepening of ties. During the meeting with Ethiopian Defence Minister, both ministers signed an MOU cooperation in the field of defence for institutionalising the ongoing ties. Rajnath Singh and Yemen's Defence Minister held discussions for partnership in the field of military training, courses and capacity building for the armed forces of Yemen. India's Defence Minister and Gambian Defence Minister reaffirmed their desire to enhance cooperation for capacity building, capacity enhancement and sharing of best practices for the mutual benefits of both sides. In a meeting with the Defence Minister of Gabon, India's Rajnath Singh pledged to continue to deepen cooperation and focus their discussions on key issues related to training and capability enhancement of the armed forces. This year's Pariksha Pe Charcha featured a special episode on mental health and well-being, with Bollywood actress Deepika Padukone engaging with students in the second episode. During her interaction with students, Bollywood actress Deepika emphasized the need to handle stress and shared some tips to be followed during exams with the students. Talking about depression, the actress highlighted a quote from Prime Minister Narendra Modi's book that said, "Express, never suppress," encouraging students to never suppress their feelings. Millions of devotees thronged the ghats of Triveni Sangam in North Indian city of Prayagraj to take a holy dip on the occasion of Maha Kumbh on Wednesday. Nearly 16 million have taken the holy dip at Sangam Nose on Wednesday, and over 462 millions have participated in the sacred ritual so far. The local administration is working round the clock to ensure the safety and well-being of the devotees. Special emphasis is being placed on maintaining law and order, preventing any untoward incidents and ensuring a safe experience for all. As the India Energy Week 2025 proceeded into its second day, Minister for Petroleum and Natural Gas Hardeep Singh Puri highlighted India's unprecedented momentum towards green energy transition while underscoring the need to focus on future energy sources. Minister Puri also chaired a roundtable ministerial meeting on clean cooking during Indian Energy Week 2025 and underlined India's exemplary progress towards providing clean, sustainable and affordable modern cooking fuels. The 14th Asian Fisheries and Aquaculture Forum is taking place in New Delhi with the theme for this year, Greening the Blue Growth in Asia Pacific. The event brings together over 1,000 delegates from 24 countries. Lieutenant Governor of India's Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, Manoj Sinha, chaired a unified command security meeting in Srinagar on Wednesday. The meet focused on counter-terror operations, infiltration attempts and rising drug abuse challenges. The third edition of the India-Egypt Joint Military Exercise Cyclone is underway at Mahajan Field Firing Range in the Indian state of Rajasthan. It will run until February 23rd. The bilateral exercise involves 25 members from each country's military. The Goa government launched Goa State Amritkal Agriculture Policy 2025 that proposes to ban agricultural land including Khazankher and Morod fields. The policy was launched by Chief Minister Pramod Sawant. India's western state of Maharashtra on Tuesday reported a Guillain-Barré syndrome outbreak with over 192 suspected patients that have been identified, with 172 diagnosed with GBS. A total of 7 deaths have occurred. The state health authorities are closely monitoring the situation. Indian equity indices ended marginally lower in the volatile session on Wednesday. At close, the Sensex was down about 122 points, or 0.2% at 76,171. Nifty at the National Stock Exchange was down 27 points, or 0.1% at 23,045. Indian rupee ended marginally lower at 86 rupees 88 paise per dollar on Wednesday versus Tuesday's close of 86.83. Gold futures maturing on April 4th were priced at 85,120 rupees per 10 grams on the multi-commodity exchange. Silver futures for March 5th maturity stood at 94,300 per kilo on the MCX. Oil prices lost ground on Wednesday after sources said industry data would show an increase in US crude stockpiles, but stronger refining margins limited losses. Brent futures fell 52 cents to $76.48 a barrel, while US crude dropped 54 cents to $72.78 a barrel. US President Donald Trump planned 25% tariffs on steel and aluminium imports that would pile on top of other levies on Canadian goods, resulting in a total 50% tariff if threatened duties on all imports from Canada are enacted in March. Governments around the world, including Mexico, Canada and the EU, condemned Trump's metal tariffs and braced for even more levies from the new administration. US President Donald Trump has accepted to give great consideration to Australia's request for an exemption to the steel tariffs due to that country's trade deficit with the US. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi jointly inaugurated a new Consulate General of India with French President Emmanuel Macron in the city of Marseille on Wednesday. Prime Minister Modi received a heartwarming welcome by the Indian diaspora outside the newly inaugurated Indian consulate. Both leaders met and interacted with the members of the Indian diaspora. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, along with French President Emmanuel Macron, also paid homage to the Indian soldiers who fought in the world wars at the historic Mazac cemetery in the port city of Marseille in France. At the solemn ceremony, Prime Minister Modi laid a wreath honouring the brave soldiers who answered the call of duty and fought with unwavering courage during the world wars. Prime Minister Modi and the President of France, Emmanuel Macron, jointly visited the International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor in Cadarache. During the visit, the leaders appreciated the progress of ITER and also appreciated the dedication of the ITER engineers and scientists working on the project. After concluding a successful France visit, Prime Minister Modi departed from Marseille for Washington, D.C. for a 2-day visit in the United States. Prime Minister Modi was given a military farewell in the presence of French President Emmanuel Macron. During a press briefing, India's Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri highlighted the 2 key components of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to France. The Secretary emphasized that the past 2 days have been packed with high-level engagements, reflecting the strength of India-France relations. China's military conducted naval and air patrols around Taiwan on Wednesday for combat readiness, following US Navy ships' transit through the Taiwan Strait earlier this week. China strongly opposed US naval ships' transit through the Taiwan Strait, stating that such actions threaten its sovereignty and security under the guise of freedom of navigation. US Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth arrived in Brussels as part of a week-long trip to Germany, Belgium and Poland. Hegseth met with his British counterpart John Haley at NATO's headquarters on Wednesday. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky will meet US Vice President J.D. Vance on Friday at the Munich Security Conference, where they are set to discuss Washington's push for an end to the three-year conflict with Russia. Ahead of the meeting, Zelensky offered land swaps in negotiations with Russia. The offer comes as Russia freed an American prisoner, Mark Fogel, a school teacher, after being held captive since August 2021. Kremlin has responded saying that Russia will not discuss exchanging Ukrainian territory it holds for areas in Russia's Kursk region controlled by Ukraine. A missile strike on Kiev early Wednesday morning killed at least one civilian, injured three. Ukraine reported several fires throughout the city. Greece's parliament elected its former speaker Konstantin Thalous as the country's president on Wednesday, approving the Conservative government's nominee for the largely ceremonial role. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan held a bilateral meeting with his Indonesian counterpart Prabowo Subianto during a state visit to Indonesia on Wednesday. The two leaders discussed views on Palestinian independence on top of defense and bilateral cooperation. Romania's outgoing centrist president, Klaus Iohannis, who resigned after more than a decade in office, met with interim president and Senate Speaker Lei Bolojan on Wednesday and attended an official leaving ceremony afterwards. Hungary's Prime Minister Viktor Orban met the leader of the far-right Alternative for Germany party in Budapest on Wednesday. Both discussed EU policy and Ukraine. 3 Indian computer science students have won the Bronze Award at the Global Best MGov Award 2025 during the World Government Summit in Dubai. The accolade recognizes innovative technological solutions, advancing mobile government services and societal progress. The World Health Organization has launched a new program called the Global Platform for Access to Childhood Cancer Medicines. This initiative aims to provide free cancer medications to thousands of children in low and middle-income countries. We're heading for a short break here on DD India. We'll be back with Express News in just a bit. Stay tuned.
Energy is the future for sure. We are still not able to produce enough energy through renewable sources yet. But why is it so, and how can we change that?
We introduced solar-powered streetlights, cutting consumption by 5%. Then I had the government build green homes fitted with solar panels, making us more energy independent.
The panels contain a lot of rare commodities, and you can save a lot of energy if you use recycled materials.
We run off hydropower or wind power, so the electricity we have is sustainable and renewable. So of course that's the most sustainable we can do.
When it transforms and translates into results that is tangible, they can see the difference that it makes to their environment. It's a huge thing.
Welcome back. You're watching Express News on DD India. Let's resume. Winter has started to soften in North India. Amidst all this, India Meteorological Department has predicted that the cold conditions are less likely to return as warmer weather has been forecast, with maximum temperatures rising 2 to 3 degrees Celsius in the next few days. According to the Met Department, a cyclonic circulation over the northeast part of the country, especially Assam, may bring heavy rainfall to the region on Thursday. The minimum temperature of Indian state of Bihar may increase. According to the Meteorological Department, the minimum temperature is likely to be less than 10 degrees Celsius till February the 15th. Snow-covered roads led to hazardous conditions across DC, Maryland and Virginia. Officials across several areas declared a state of emergency ahead of the winter storm, and multiple agencies are urging public to avoid the roads. According to the National Weather Service, the heaviest snow, up to 10 inches, was forecast in portions of northern and central Virginia and eastern West Virginia. Bolivia is on alert after intense rains and have killed 24 people and left hundreds without homes, with La Paz being the hardest hit region in the country. The town of Tipuani in northern La Paz experienced river overflow after the rain, forcing residents to take shelter in a church. Deputy Minister of Civil Defence said that the rains will persist throughout this month and potentially into early March. Hawaii's Kilauea spewed lava in a new eruption on Tuesday. People flocked to the sites inside the national park to look at the stunning views of the eruption. Mount Etna staged a mesmerizing spectacle with lava spewing from the Boca Nuova crater, illuminating the snowy surroundings of the volcano's summit. According to the volcanologists, the current eruption is a typical subterminal eruption, as it comes from a fracture and not from one of the main craters. Olympic ice dancing champions Gabriela Papadakis from France and Madison Hubel from the US performed together during the Art on Ice Gala in Zurich, hoping their all-female pairing will help break down gender stereotypes and open the way for same-sex couples to compete. Olympic ice dancing champions performed over 3 days in Hallenstadion Arena in Zurich. The show will move Freiburg and Davos after that. Dancers filled the streets of Puno in one of the most important days set to honor the Virgin of Candelaria. According to local outlets, over 40,000 dancers and musicians are expected to participate in the vibrant celebration that lasts several days. The origins of the celebration date back to the 16th century, with deep roots in both pre-Hispanic and Christian traditions. The veneration of the Virgin of Candelaria is deeply linked with the worship of Mother Earth. Bakwa, a village that boasts a long history of silkworm breeding in East China's Zhejiang province, came alive with a vibrant celebration of the upcoming Lantern Festival, featuring a unique silkworm dragon parade. Over 600 villagers participated in the event, parading as each held a silkworm cocoon-shaped lantern. The lanterns, when combined, formed a 1,200-meter-long dragon. Large flocks of migratory birds heading north have arrived at the lakes and wetlands in Tongling, a city in China. As the sun sets, the golden glow on the water creates a mesmerizing spectacle. Tongling was transformed into a sanctuary for migratory birds such as swans, geese and spot-billed ducks as they make their northward seasonal journey. Grooming, clipping and showing were already in progress at a New York convention center at the 149th Westminster Dog Show. The Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show is the second oldest sporting event in the country. This year's competition drew a field of contenders consisting of more than 2,500 dogs representing 201 breeds. Casablanca hosted the inaugural Moroccan Kaftan Festival, celebrating the heritage and evolution of the Moroccan kaftan. The Moroccan Kaftan Festival showcased traditional and modern designs from Moroccan designers, blending authenticity with creativity. Sean Baker took home the Directors Guild of America top prize for Anora. The DGA recognizes the top directorial achievements of 2024. Christopher Nolan presented the Anora director with the Outstanding Directorial Achievement Award. Taika Waititi was honored with the Normal Lair Achievement Award in television for his role as producer on The Reservoir Dogs and What We Do in the Shadows. Speaking on the stage, Waititi said that they could be more than just brown people standing on a mountain top, playing a flute, talking to ancestors, and also for giving vampires the exposure that they've never ever in the history of cinema or television ever had before. American actor Denzel Washington is playing the role of Othello after 48 years. The play Othello, written around 1603 by William Shakespeare, is directed by Kenny Leon and it will be staged in the near future, 2028. For Jake Gyllenhaal, this is his first Shakespeare play. The show is set to open on February 24th. Carolina Herrera's Fall 2025 collection, designed by Wes Gordon, took inspiration from his all-time favorite film Being There and explored the concept of ephemeral beauty. Gordon showcased his ability to weave cinematic inspiration into fashion the 5th day of New York Fashion Week. The Santa Barbara International Film Festival held its annual Virtuoso Gala, which honors the newcomers of Hollywood's award season. Ariana Grande, Selena Gomez and Mickey Madison were among the stars honored at the Virtuoso Award ceremony at the Santa Barbara International Film Festival. Season 3 of The White Lotus, which premiered in Hollywood, will be hosting another group of toxic, damaged American holidaymakers to their luxury resort, this time in Thailand. The hit murder mystery series, where traditionally neither the victim nor the murderer are revealed until the end, is the brainchild of writer-director Mike White. Australian TV series Apple Cider Vinegar, which is currently streaming on Netflix, tells the story of two Australian influencers who use their social media clout to sell alternative medicine. On to sports news now. India is taking on England in the third and final ODI at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad. India have an unassailable 2-0 lead in the series. The Indian Cricket Board (BCCI) on Tuesday confirmed that India's pace spearhead Jasprit Bumrah has been ruled out of India's squad for the Champions Trophy 2025. Teenage Afghanistan off-spinner A.M. Ghaznfar has been ruled out of both the ICC Champions Trophy and the IPL due to a lower back fracture. Australian bowler Matt Kuhlman has been reported for a suspected illegal bowling action after the Test series against Sri Lanka. Bangladesh player Sholi Akhtar has been banned from all cricket for 5 years after the spinner was found guilty of breaching the International Cricket Council's anti-corruption code. Australia fast bowler Mitchell Starc has withdrawn from the Champions Trophy, which will take place in Pakistan and the United Arab Emirates for personal reasons. World champion D. Gukesh played out a hard-fought draw with America's Hikaru Nakamura in the first game of the 5th to 8th place playoffs in the freestyle Grand Slam chess in Germany on Tuesday. The All India Football Federation announced that Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium in Meghalaya will host 2 matches of Indian men's team during the FIFA international window in March. In the Asia Mixed Team Badminton Championships, India began their campaign with a commanding 5-0 win over Macau in Guangdong, China. Australia women's soccer captain Sam Kerr was on Tuesday found not guilty of racially abusing a British police officer after a dispute with a cab driver. Holders Real Madrid twice came from behind and scored 2 late goals to secure a 3-2 win against Manchester City in a thrilling first leg of their UEFA Champions League knockout phase playoff tie. Paris Saint-Germain defeated French rivals Brest 3-0 in the first leg of their playoff tie on Tuesday. Coach Vincent Kompany said Bayern Munich must be wary of Celtic's winning mentality ahead of Champions League first leg playoff in Glasgow. Borussia Dortmund secured a 3-0 victory against Sporting in their Champions League playoff first leg on Tuesday. And in tennis, world number 1 Arna Sabalenka has been knocked out of the Qatar Open after losing a 3-set match. So that's it in this edition of Express News. Hope you liked watching our show. Thank you for tuning in. Namaskar.